Hey guys, today I'm going to take a walk over to our neighbor's house right next door and get another update on their home build. A lot of progress over there, and we're going to take a quick walk over. Let me turn the camera. Another nice day, a little bit of clouds. Let's see where Prince is. He's got to be here somewhere. Hey Prince, what you doing, boy? So Wilma is, of course, what else? I don't think I can see through. I barely see her. Let me open the door. Take a look and see what she's doing. What else, right? Vacuuming away. That's what she does every day. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Good boy. So we're going to take a quick walk over and let's see what's going on. So there has been a lot of progress over the last 2 weeks since the last update. Remember the giant rock there? That would be a nice springboard to jump on and jump over the fence. That's why we put a little more of an obstruction on top. Can you see it? Hey Prince. Remove the rock. That's got to get redone because that's where the rock was leaning up against. But we took that out. Take a look. A lot of progress. Guys, we need rain. I know I keep saying it, probably a lot of channels, a lot of guys building homes right now. We're talking about how dry things are. So things are starting to take shape. So last video, it's really hard to picture what things are going to look like. So let me go through this a little bit because it is unique. So number one, we just walked in the entrance. So they'll come in with their vehicle, drive up here. Nice distance between this wall and my wall. I know it's got to be probably 4.5, 5 meters. Look what they did here. Last time I walked here, it was down at this level. So they filled that with dirt. So I'll go over that in a minute. But I do want to show the house itself because the framing of the house is starting to come together. So this is carport right here. And it's wide enough for 2 vehicles. One here, one there. But look how high the house is going to be. At this beam is floor level of the house. So very high in the front. And then as it goes back, it meets grade, which will be back there in a little bit. But you can see that the house starts right here. And then this will be carport for 2 cars. And then my understanding is that you'll park your vehicles here and then you'll go through into the structure, call it a breezeway, and then there'll be steps going up to the house. So let's take a walk up here. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to work. I don't know if there's going to be a wall here or not, or this will just be a ramp going up to their lawn area. I'm not sure. But they put a lot of dirt in the last couple of weeks in this area. I mean, so if we're talking it was down to here, it's got to be 8 foot, 9 foot of dirt to raise up to try to get up equal to the house. And my understanding, they did that because just like our build, you know, the higher you go up, the better the view. So trying to get up over top of this house. Eventually there'll be houses down here. So to try to get up high enough to make sure that you don't lose your view. And then this dirt, I'm going to assume that this is going to be close to grade. And there'll be some settling here, I'm sure. But this dirt will be used to fill in and around the house here because this is floor level. So all this open area here, which there's a lot of it, you know, there has to be dirt brought up to this level and then packed before they can pour the concrete for the floor. So a lot of progress, right? A lot of truckloads of dirt. Come around this way. You can see now where they have their columns. And then they did put in one grate So that's what it will look like finished. So again, not exactly sure here if this is going to go down or not, but I know that they wanted to raise this up. And it's raised up a lot. It's got to be 8 or 9 feet of new dirt that I'm walking on right now. Take a look how dry it is. That's usually all lush, all greenery. Not anymore, just completely dry. So you can see they got columns all the way around. Again, the same type of fence or wall that they had in the front. They wrapped it around and went to the back of their property. And then the house ends right here. So you can see the house takes up a pretty big piece of the property, the majority of it. And then this area will be a grassy area. So a lot going on in the last couple of weeks. Got a lot accomplished. This is where the guys are staying. Pretty good sized drop here. Right? What is that? I'm going to say, I don't know, 10, 12 feet drop. So they were able to bring up 10, 12 feet from the original grade of the land. Again, to try to get that 10 or 12 feet up to take advantage of the views. So before I get to the back of the property, and I think this is an add-on, the way the homeowners was explaining it to me. Again, carport's going to be over here. This is going to be just an area, call it just a little area to put tools and things like that. So this is the floor of the house. So it will be under the floor of the house. Call it a little basement. And this is where the homeowner can, have some storage, their rakes and their shovels and their tools and things like that. Maybe a workbench that'll be in behind, the concrete hollow block wall of the house. And again, this is being the floor level, will be underneath. And I guess it could double as a typhoon shelter, because it'll be the lowest part of the house covered with concrete, and probably that's the safe place to be. All right, so here we are at the back of the property. Here's our wall, and remember, it was raised up a little bit here in the back. Quite a few have been asking to show our drain, because I talk about our concrete drain, and I don't go back here much, but look how dirty it is. That has to be cleaned out. So that's 18 inches wide with 2 blocks high. So what's 2 blocks? About 16 inches. And then that was all rendered with Sahara in the concrete for waterproofing. And this entire back wall here, that's 10 foot high. This is 10 foot from here to the top. That's 10 foot tall. And that is all rendered with waterproofing in the cement. Because remember, our entire roof, the rain comes over and down into this drain and takes the water away. And a lot of people said, how do you get away with that, because it's not your property? This is my property. Actually, the property line, my property line is here. See the Mahone right here? So, heck, it's got to be 1.5 meters. So see the pole, electric pole? That's the property line. So we did that to pull the wall this way, so I have access back here. And you can hear some music here with the neighbors. And I'm not going to tell you what time they started playing the music, because you wouldn't believe me. But yeah, we have a nice area here to catch the water. And then again, we own, let me put my foot to right here. So 18 inches, and that's got to be another 3 feet. So, that's a good 4.5 feet is the actual property line. So the water that actually comes over the roof and falls into this concrete, works perfectly, is on my property. And then we left enough where I can walk back here and still be on my property to keep this area clean. And you can see with all the construction, there's some cement bags and things like that that's blown into my gutter, so I gotta get back there and get that cleaned out. Similar here. They just built their wall a little bit closer to the property line, and then it looks like they are also going to have a drain. Now my understanding is the drain itself, if any water comes this way, because the way I believe they're doing it, because of that rock, and they're doing it right, and I'm telling you why they're doing it right, because you have to be concerned about drainage. I say it all the time. So my understanding is, if any water comes this way, it'll catch this drain and go this way. And then this is about midpoint of the property where this large rock is. They're just going to repeat it over there. So any rainwater that comes this way will catch the drain and go that way. So a little different approach from us, but very similar. So this is going to be a drain. And then you might say, oh, well, their water on this side is going to drain into yours. That's not going to be the case, because they're going to erect a drainage that comes through. That's why this is still open. This will be closed eventually, because that's for their security. But it'll come around, and there's going to be a drain going down the wall here. I think I mentioned it before, and then it's going to turn and go in front of the property and out to the ravine over there. So that's how they're going to handle the drainage on this side of the property, because again, a lot of rain is going to fall here, and it needs to be pitched somewhere and go to a drain. You can't ignore that here in the tropics. So it looks like the house here is, I'm going to say 4.5 meters from the back wall. So they'll have a nice area here. They could plant grass if they wanted to. And then you can start seeing the outline of the house. Out there, very high in the front. Looks relatively square, the house. Don't know the exact dimensions. I haven't seen that rock. I don't think I saw that on the last update. So I'm sure they're going to bury that with topsoil. But a lot of progress, guys. It takes time to get all the columns and all the footings and all the rebar set, and then start working on these tie beams. So this is actually a tie beam. So I'll give you a chance to see one up close. So there'll be a column to support the house, another column here to support the house, and then a tie beam between every column to keep the bottom of the structure tied together. And then there will be a beam, an actual beam, probably at the 10-foot mark. I'm assuming that the ceilings in this house will be 10 foot. That's probably pretty normal. Sometimes you see homes at 9-foot ceilings, but typically they're around 10. So there'll be a beam up here at the 10-foot level. But look at the rock work. This was all done since the last update. This wasn't here. And you can see with the front end loader, they're bringing in some dirt in the side to try to fill this up. So again, my understanding is, see all the weep holes, see all the orange weep holes? Let me zoom in on that. See all those orange PVC? That's weep holes. So rainwater hits, starts finding those weep holes and going out. So this is going to be basically grade all the way up here. Let me take the zoom out. So that's why they're bringing in so much dirt. They're bringing it in off site. So where you see these tie beams, again, that's floor level of the house. So that's all has to be filled in. So here's an example. See where the dirt level is here? The dirt level has to be raised up to here for the entire house. Not a big deal back here, because you can see it's close now. But let's try to get a little closer. Where's the laser beam? So hot, so dry. Really not enjoyable to be outside this time of year. It really isn't. The sun is just so hot. So see this area? There's a lot of dirt that needs to be filled in. And that's why they're getting deliveries of dirt. So this is good, but they have to bring in dirt for this area. And this is the basement area right here. So that'll be no dirt needed. So progress. Looking good. Back walls completed. I don't know, I think I seen the glass. I reported to you guys that they put the glass on the back wall, but I don't think the barbed wire, or I think they call it here hog wire. Not exactly sure. I'll try to get a zoom on that. So on top of the wall, glass, and then looks like piping coming out of the columns, and then 4 strands of either barbed or hog wire for security purposes. So progress, huh? Can't even see our home, not at this level. And that'll all be painted at some point. All right. Definitely looking good. It's been hot. So just think of the guys standing out here all day working. I don't even want to be out here for a half hour. Now, you know, obviously they're used to it and they do cover up. You know, really you only see their eyes and their hands because they just completely cover up with long sleeves, cover up their necks to keep the sun off of them. And they have lots of water and stuff like that. And actually the homeowner just did a nice lunch for the guys because the fence guys are basically done and they're moving on to another fence build. And there's just going to be a couple guys finishing the topping of the fence. So the big work is done. They had a nice cookout. They brought a lot of food and actually brought a pig, roasted pig for the guys for appreciation lunch. So that was very nice. So again, a lot of progress. So guys, the only thing I don't know is, and I'll have to get back to you on it, is I know that this is going to be lawn area up here, but I'm not sure what's going to happen here. So I'll ask the homeowner, and then on my next update, which will probably be 2 weeks from now, because I think I was 2 weeks from the last update, and I think that works out pretty good because you couldn't envision any of this 2 weeks ago. So there's no sense to be doing updates twice a week or once a week. I want to show some real progress. So now it makes sense, right? Carport, you can see it now. Floor of the house, this all has to be filled in, little basement. House starts here. There will be roof all the way to here. Coming across, so you can see this column here and this column here. So there'll be a roof here so the cars can park, or the car can park out of the sun and rain. So I think every 2 weeks works. They got a crew of, I think about 10 guys working on this, and 4 of the 10 that are working on the house helped build our house. So you've seen them on camera when we were building our house. So you definitely use local labor. Most contractors, you know, have their skilled workers, and then they try to get some local workers employed here at the job site. One, they live nearby, so it's easier for them to get to work. And 2, it sends a good message to the community that you're hiring some local labor, because home builds are anywhere from 6 to 12 months. So you're giving, people that live here in the community 6 to 12 months of steady employment, 6 days a week. So it's good, it's good to do that. So that's the update for today. Very, very beautiful day. You might be hearing that I'm breathing a little heavy. It's just unbelievable. This is a very warm summer months, if you can say that Philippines actually has a summer, because it's pretty warm year round. But this just seems so much drier. Do you guys remember when we bought the property in April, and we're in April now, 2 years ago? Our property was lush green in April. I think we closed on April 30th of 2022. And you've seen us clearing the property, one of our first videos, and everything was green. So not so now, not at all. So definitely it's hotter, drier, and it's just something we just have to get used to. Luckily, we still have a very good source of water. You keep hearing people saying that they have water only a couple hours a day, lack of water. People are trucking water in. Imagine that. So we're very lucky up here, being close to the source, because there's a couple of lakes right up there on that mountain where the water comes down. So we're very, very lucky to be at this elevation and have a good source of water, because not having water has got to be difficult. I mean, just like brownouts. Now that we have the solar and we're enjoying not having brownouts, I can't even imagine not having solar at this point. So guys, that's the update, and we'll talk to you guys soon.